Let me first recognize the representative of the Egyptian government, Professor Ala Ezouz, the head of the Extension Sector, Ministry of Agriculture and Land Reclamation in Egypt. We thank you for being here this morning. Dr. Mashasha, representing the Africa Union Commission. We thank you for flying all the way from Cape Town to be with us here. It was a long trip, although you're based in Addis Ababa, of course. I want to recognize each and every one of you who made it from your various areas, our experts, our member states. We have Ethiopia in our presence. We have Zimbabwe in our presence as our member states. And we have IGAD as our regional economic community, representing the regional economic community. As Dr. Med had said, this morning we shall begin the review of the guidelines for strengthening women's land tenure security in Africa. This is a response to a request by our member states, by decision of the Specialized Technical Committee, the committee in charge of agriculture, environment, water, and natural resources, who requested that we develop guidelines to strengthen women's land rights in response to what we found when we started this long process in 2006, that women's land rights across the continent need special attention, and our member states actually, in their declaration in 2009, made reference to the importance of strengthening women's land rights and committed to it. Because women are the backbone of our agricultural sector and other land-based sectors. And yet, they do not usually control the land that they till. And it is important then, if we want to transform our agriculture, if we want to build resilience of the agricultural sector to climate change, if we want to address all the issues that fall under the aspirations of 2063 and the SDGs, we must address gender equity as a first start in order for us to, it's actually good economic sense for us to do so. It's good social sense, it's good cultural sense, it's good environmental sense for us to address this issue. So from the ECA, it's one of gratitude for the partnership that we have had with the African Union Commission. It's been a journey that we ourselves started in 2005, 2006 with the African Union Commission when we established the Land Policy Initiative. And the African Union Commission has been instrumental in providing a platform both at the STC, but also at the AU Summit, where commitments have been made. And our job then, as those who are here, is to provide the tools and the guidelines to be able to provide to our member states and working closely with our member states. But those tools have to be grounded in good evidence. And that's where we as ECA come in, because our job in the partnership is really to look at the knowledge that should underpin the tools, that should underpin the commitments, that should underpin the technical assistance that we provide to member states. And it being grounded in the realities of our member states. And that's why I recognized that we have Ethiopia here and that we have Zimbabwe sitting with us. Because even in small teams as this one, we must have our member states. Once we have generated that knowledge, which our able consultants have done, Dr. Saka and others who you will be meeting online, have presented us with the background across the region of what is happening with regard to strengthening women's land rights. We have also then drafted these guidelines, and some of you have already reviewed the guidelines by providing feedback, but now we sit here as the experts who have been tasked, as the stakeholders who have been tasked to review them. So from the perspective of ECA, it's one to really say we are extremely pleased that you took time to come here, and to thank the government of Egypt, who welcomed us in Cairo, and the minister we met in Cairo, and he gave us his commitment to champion these guidelines all the way to the AU Summit. And so I want to welcome all of you and thank you for really, really taking the time. I look forward to a fruitful participation, all of us here. Thank you, Dr. Meda.